Welcome to another deep dive. Today we're going to be looking at some of the top news stories in genomics, bioinformatics, RNA sequencing.
Yeah, it's really quite a fascinating mix of breakthroughs and developments.
So let's get right into it. RNA sequencing seems to be everywhere. Like I was seeing it in everything from brain repair to opioid relapse research.
It's true, RNA sequencing has become such a powerful tool, allowing us to understand the activity of genes with incredible precision.
Before we dive into those stories, though, I wanted to talk about the ARC Virtual Cell Atlas. This is a massive project analyzing over 300 million cells.
I know it's really unprecedented in scale. Imagine having a detailed map of the activity of every gene in hundreds of millions of cells.
It's like having a Google Maps for the human body.
Exactly, and it's all thanks to the power of single-cell RNA sequencing.
Which leads perfectly into this next story about RNA sequencing being used to study brain repair. Researchers have discovered a new type of astrocyte in the brain, and some of them can proliferate, which means they can divide and create new cells.
And this finding is really significant because it challenges the traditional view that the adult brain has limited regenerative capacity.
So it's like finding a hidden reserve of repair cells in the brain. What could this mean for potential therapies?
Well, imagine being able to regenerate brain tissue after a stroke. This discovery could be the key to developing therapies that promote brain repair.
That's pretty exciting. Moving from the potential for brain repair to the potential for harm, there's a story about a surprising new way that DNA damage can occur. Researchers at Baylor College of Medicine have discovered a fourth mechanism of transcription-induced DNA damage.
Yeah, this discovery adds a whole new layer of complexity to our understanding of DNA damage. The process of transcribing DNA into RNA is essential, but it turns out it can actually cause damage to the DNA itself.
So something essential for life can also cause damage to our genetic code. What does this mean for our understanding of diseases like cancer?
Well, this newly discovered mechanism could be linked to a range of conditions. By understanding how this damage occurs, we can potentially develop strategies to prevent it.
It's a reminder that even the most fundamental processes in our cells can have huge consequences. Switching gears now, let's talk about the opioid crisis. Researchers are using RNA sequencing to study the genetic drivers of opioid relapse.
This is a critical issue, and this research is trying to understand the genetic and epigenetic changes associated with relapse, hopefully to identify new targets for treatments.
Epigenetics is a fascinating field. It explores how our environment can actually change the way our genes are expressed.
Right, it's like adding an extra layer of control on top of our genes. Understanding these changes could lead to more personalized treatments.
Now, for a story that highlights the interesting connections between different fields of science, there's a physicist making waves in genomics and computing.
Oh yeah, Massimiliano di Ventre. He's been recognized by the National Academy of Inventors for his work. He's developed some really innovative technologies like quantum sequencing and MEM computing.
It's not every day you see a physicist making major contributions to genomics. Can you explain a little more about his work? What is quantum sequencing and MEM computing?
Well, quantum sequencing uses quantum mechanics to make DNA and RNA sequencing faster and more accurate. And MEM computing is a completely new way of computing that aims to solve complex problems much faster than we can now.
I can see how those technologies would have applications far beyond just genomics.
Absolutely.
This is a great example of how scientific breakthroughs can come from unexpected places. Okay, last story for this segment. It focuses on a new tool to enhance cancer research capabilities.
Yes. Dovetail Genomics has a new early access service for analyzing FFPE samples.
So for those of us who aren't scientists, what are FFPE samples and why are they important?
Well, they're commonly used in cancer research because they're preserved tumor tissue, but they can be hard to analyze. This new service from Dovetail Genomics will make it easier to detect structural variants and profile RNA, which are crucial for understanding cancer.
So it's a tool that could accelerate the development of new cancer treatments.
Exactly, by providing a more detailed picture of the tumor's makeup.
Wow, we covered a lot in this first segment. From a massive cell atlas to a physicist revolutionizing computing, it's clear that genomics and bioinformatics are rapidly advancing.
Yeah, it's an exciting time to be following these fields. The pace of discovery is really incredible. It's amazing how these advancements aren't just happening at the microscopic level, but they're also leading to real-world solutions.
Yeah, like we were talking about with the opioid crisis research, it's a great example of genomics meeting psychology.
Yeah, having that interdisciplinary approach can be so crucial to tackling these complex issues.
Speaking of complex, the ARC Virtual Cell Atlas definitely comes to mind. What an undertaking.
And the level of detail we have now is just mind-blowing. Every cell is like a tiny universe with its own gene expression profile.
It's like this atlas is a high-powered lens letting us see those universes for the first time. What kind of research will it enable?
Oh, the possibilities are pretty much endless. I mean, researchers can use this data to compare healthy cells to diseased cells, identify new drug targets. It could really revolutionize how we understand human biology.
So it sounds like the ARC Virtual Cell Atlas is really going to change the game. We're also seeing the power of physics driving innovation in genomics with the work of Massimiliano Di Ventre.
His work with quantum sequencing and MEM computing is just groundbreaking. These technologies could change not just genomics, but medicine, artificial intelligence, you name it.
It's really cool to see how these different fields are coming together. Like Di Ventre's work shows how important it is to have different perspectives when solving complex problems.
Exactly. And, speaking of problem solving, we were talking about Dovetail Genomics and their new service for analyzing those FFPE samples that could have a major impact on cancer research.
Yeah, those samples contain so much information. It's just always been hard to analyze them. So this new service from Dovetail Genomics will make it easier for researchers to get more insight from them.
Right, and those insights could lead to more targeted cancer therapies. It's all about making these powerful tools accessible to more researchers.
Definitely. I'm seeing a common thread with all these stories, the importance of collaboration and accessibility. It seems like these things are really pushing these fields forward.
We've covered so much today. RNA sequencing, a new cell atlas, even a physicist, changing the world of genomics.
Yeah, it's amazing to see all the advancements happening in genomics and bioinformatics.
And the pace of discovery is only getting faster.
It really seems like RNA sequencing is taking center stage.
It gives us this incredible detail into how genes are expressed. It's changing how we understand so much like brain development and cancer.
And the ARC Virtual Cell Atlas is groundbreaking too. Having a map of the human body at the cellular level is a game changer.
It could revolutionize research and drug discovery. Imagine understanding diseases in a completely new way and being able to develop new treatments.
And people like Massimiliano Di Ventre are pushing the boundaries even further by combining different fields of science.
His work on quantum sequencing and MEM computing shows how powerful it can be to bring different perspectives together.
These breakthroughs have the potential to make a real difference in the world.
Absolutely. New treatments for brain injuries and opioid addiction, more effective cancer therapies, the possibilities are really exciting.
It's clear that we're seeing huge progress in genomics and bioinformatics.
The future of these fields is incredibly bright.
It's been a fascinating deep dive into the latest news. Thanks for joining us.